शुभं करोति कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदा शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योति नमोऽस्तुते।
So good evening, all of you. Today's guest, Mr. Sandeep Prabhakar. A very good morning, good evening, and welcome to you to the Center of Individual Resource Development International. We call it as CRDE. It's a new venture launched in October 5th, the World Teachers Day. We had started with this Tuesday webinars. This is the third series. Okay. And once we have done a two-day national level seminar, that too again because of this COVID situation, we have done it in the the virtual level only. Our main aim is to just a platform where teachers and educators are maneuvered to excel and mentor the student community through local and international mentorship. And CRDE offers the opportunity to experiment and implement ideas, innovations, and collaborations to achieve performance and continuous professional excellence. And CRDE is where confluence of like-minded individuals share and imbibe knowledge, experience through interaction, deliberation, and international exposure. It just gives a platform to all the educators, irrespective of the principals or teachers, all even retired educators also, because there are so many educators who have got retired, but they have their expertise now have not been utilized till now. So we can right now tap all these expertise and can be given back to the society. Our main aim is that only. And by the time, by doing so, we will be even targeting the students also to get the same expertise to them. So once again, I welcome all of you to today's third series of Tuesday webinar. And today's program will be compiled by Dr. Mrs. Sangeeta Srivastava. I would like to introduce her first. She is an educator for the last 30 years. She is currently the principal and chief academic officer of Kandivali Education Society's Vividhalakshmi Vallabhai Patel Vividhalakshmi Vidyalaya and TP Bhatia Junior College of Commerce, Kandivali West. It is a very famous college, and since last 21 years the college is there. She's completed her doctorate in education in 2015. She is a Maharashtra State Awardee in 2017. She has published papers in national as well as international conferences on the importance of ICT for teachers and language learning in large classrooms. She has published a book also for it, and it has been released by the minister. Published several books and workbooks for teachers as well as the children on development of language skills. And right now, a storybooks and basic reading skill book is under publication process. She has conducted over 100 sessions on the lessons from the Bhagavad Gita, where we all have attended a few virtual classes. During the last 1 year, she has attended more than 8,500 participants, mainly teachers, attended this. Recently presented a paper on the topic Bridging the Old, Modern, and Post-Modernity Bhagavad Gita's Relevance for All Times, Past, Present, and Future. She is a very good supporter of all of us in person as well as in many organizations. We have a team called the Principals Team, but she's a very good contributor in it. And she is also a poetess. She is also a singer. She's not written in her profile. I am just telling you. So we have got a very good comparer today. So I welcome Sangeeta ma'am, and now it's your turn to introduce Mr. Sandeep Prabhakar and go ahead with the today's session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Suresh Nair ji. Thank you so much for such a wonderful introduction. And also, I would say that this is the third webinar of Center for Individual Resource Development International, that is called CRDE. And In the third series, I am fortunate one to conduct this with Shri Siddharth Prabhakarji, who is our today's guest. The topic, such a beautiful topic, educators' role in shaping the future, the mantra for success. Aren't we all looking for a mantra for success? Yes. Believe me, in spite of being in this field for last more than 30 years, even today, and having dealt thousands and thousands of students, even today, I can see that there is a hunger for success, and we are all looking for a mantra. And I'm very happy to see that today's guest, celebrity guest, is going to give us that mantra for success. So, as Herman Cain had once said, success is not the key to happiness. It is the happiness that is the key to success. And if you love what you do, you will be happy and successful. So, mind each and every word. If you love what we do, and as Suresh sir just now said that I am a ardent follower of Bhagavad Gita, and I have seen that even Krishna told Arjun several times, love what you do and do what you love. And I think with our guest today, Shri Siddharth Prabhakar, I can see by visiting all the various social media platforms on which he is widely present in the digital world, which is a call of the time. And I can see that he is loving what he is doing and he is doing what he loves. If I read out I'll just go through his very short CV. I'm sure he has been doing a lot, but in this 1 hour program, could only take out a few things which is very, very important for us as educators, because here we are all educators, keenly listening to you, Siddharji. I'll introduce him as a founder of the Celebrity School, but he is not just running this Celebrity School, believe me. He is an MBA in marketing and has been in the education and corporate sector for over 3 decades. Don't go by his look, he looks young, but he has been there for 30 years. He has been invited to the various forums as esteemed speaker also. As a young entrepreneur, Siddharth Prabhakar has been an inspiration for many young minds and corporate executives in reaching their goals, their dreams, and helping build their potential. His expertise in sales and client management has made him a popular trainer with numerous corporate houses. His expertise and work have been featured in the form of interviews and write-ups in various print and online media. His parent company, Floating Campus, providing an opportunity to over 450 employees, Mr. Prabhakar has partnered with over 1,200 professional institutions, MBA and engineering institutions, and inspired and prepared over 30,000, more than 30,000 aspiring professionals to be successful in their campus recruitment process and earn their dream jobs. This is a great job that he has been doing. He has assisted companies like Ayushakti Ayurved Private Limited in developing realistic goals and sales plans to expand internationally. He has conducted more than 1,500 sales training sessions across India, Malaysia, and Hong Kong. His company, this is what he has been doing through his company. His emphasis on passionate selling and extreme client servicing has helped more than 60,000 employees to increase productivity and retention. Having explored the corporate sector extensively, the teacher in him continued to simultaneously offer his services into education, and I think that is why Dr. Suresh Nair thought him to be a fit person to join us today for this webinar. His long-term association with the Times of India, Hindustan Times, and independent educational institutions have helped him reach over 1 lakh students. His main focus has been to provide students the skill sets of being confident, compassionate, feeling motivated, acquiring soft skills, and most importantly, being an effective communicator. His very passion to contribute to the education sector and his proximity with celebrities from across sectors encouraged him to establish this celebrity school, the school that helps provide aspirations, hones individuals' talents, and feel optimistic about the future. And believe me, the celebrity school concept is the future that we are seeing here. Mr. Siddharth Prabhakar and his celebrity school is an opportunity to bring inspiration closer in the form of celebrities in order to expand students' horizons in terms of talent, knowledge, and exposure. So here we have Mr. Prabhakar ji, Siddharth Prabhakar ji, offering courses like singing, confidence building, writing, modern cooking. This is the first time I heard. Yes, it is so relevant. Modern cooking and cooking is also there. Makeup and hair, so important. Dance, everybody wants to dance today. Photography, communication, singing, acting, direction, and believe me, offered by whom? Who is the teacher? For Singing Foundation, the one and only Asha Bhosle ji. Writing, Hussain Zaidi. Dance, Ganesh Acharya. Communication, Sabira Merchant. Singing, Shan. Acting, Nawazuddin Siddiqui himself. And direction by Madhur Bhandarkar. And I'm sure, and yes, one more thing. Business, he teaches business all by himself. Now, I will put the first question to you, Siddharth Prabhakar ji. Please take us through your life journey, because I know today you are working with celebrities and they say that education is like, being with great people is an education in itself. I have read this somewhere. बहुत कुछ सिखाया जिंदगी के सफर ने अनजाने में. बहुत कुछ सिखाया जिंदगी के सफर ने अनजाने में. वो किताबों में दर्ज था ही नहीं जो पढ़ाया सबक जमाने ने. And I'm sure the teachers that you have in your school will teach things which will never be found in any books. So,
Absolutely.
over to you, Siddharji, and you please tell us about your life journey. I'm sure listening to that will itself be an inspiration to all of us.
Thank you so much, Sangeeta ma'am, for that lovely introduction. And thank you so much, Dr. Nair and Deepa Desai ma'am, for inviting me for this lovely forum. Nothing great in sharing ideas in front of superstars like you, right? I'm going to make my introduction very quick as such, because I know there's some wonderful questions. But to be very honest, from very early stage, I was very focused and I knew what I wanted to be. So when I was, I think in 7th standard, I used to run my own business. That business was basically, getting pencils, handmade pencils, from tribal areas of Dahanu, and then sell it in my school. And then it became an absolute hit. Nair sir, you won't believe. We used to sell this at least 5,000 to 6,000 pencils. Every student had my pencil as such. And that's very early I realized, look, I have to have 4 people who are my friends as my employees, who will go to these classes, and then they will actually promote the pencil. So that was the first ever a business setup that I had. And you won't believe, I very categorically remember we used to make 1,200 rupees every month at that time, 5-member team we had. And that was when I decided I don't want to do anything in my life but be into business as such. So that's how it started. So celebrity school is actually my third venture. I used to run Learn 64. After that, Floating Campus. In Floating Campus, we're absolute masters when it comes to career counseling, because Deepa ma'am, I believe one thing: everyone is born talented. Everyone has the same potential, the same capacity to do the hard work. The only difference is there are only few people who are fortunate to understand what is their passion, and then they work towards it. When I meet these celebrities, they just tell me one thing, that we are just passionate that we found out, we are just fortunate that we found out our passion. and others couldn't actually realize what is that passion for me, and then they are not successful, right? So floating campus, we try to do that. We do career counseling. For us, career counseling is very close to our heart, and I personally believe that all superstars, you are for me influencers. My kid Vihan is in standard 7th now, and if his teacher or if his principal says something to him, that is going to have a 10x or even 100x effect than what I or my wife could actually present it to him. So I feel you guys are the influencers. And so after floating campus, let me tell you how exactly we stumbled upon celebrity school. There are three aspects to it, and very essential, everyone here, to understand why we started celebrity school. Firstly, when we used to do this career counseling, you won't believe most of the people who came to us were people who were working in great corporate jobs, people who were making 2 lakh rupees a month. And they said, you know what, I'm making this 2 lakh rupees a month, but yet I'm not happy. And the reason I'm not happy, because this is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to become a singer. I wanted to become an actor. I wanted to become a guitarist, right? And this money is not making me happy. And we thought, look, there is something somewhere missing. Second part, when we went to rural schools and colleges, just before the lockdown, I personally used to take 200 sessions every year. I used to travel across India. I was invited to Dubai. I have been invited to Sharjah, Singapore. Even the Bhutan government has invited me to speak on entrepreneurship and how to follow your passion. Right. So I've realized that the students who have absolute potential, they are great when it comes to acting, singing, dance, or for that matter, cooking. Right. I remember I met this girl from Uttarakhand, and she came from a very simple background, but yet she could list down all the foreign ingredients in a cooking dishes which even I could not pronounce. And that's when we realized that students like this should get an opportunity to learn from absolute celebrities, should be guided as to how they can turn their passion into their profession. How can they make money out of it, right? And thirdly, I'm a great fan of all celebrities as such. And then one day, Irfan Pathan, I'm sorry, the actor, passed away. He was again a very near and dear friend, right? And I thought, oh gosh, that is absolute loss to the film industry, right? What if I would have actually went to him, recorded him, his knowledge could have. And that's what we want to do at Celebrity School. We want to preserve this knowledge for the next 100, 200, 500 years to come, right? Because once this knowledge is gone with the celebrity, because now that gharanas of having shishya and teaching has gone past, no one wants to do that. So that's what we want to do with Celebrity School. And we have been very fortunate that we have absolute legends like Asha Bhosle ma'am, and next month we are shooting with Mary Con ma'am, Sabira Merchant. Sabira Merchant's course is again very near and dear to our hearts. It's one of the finest courses on communication skills. Just to hear how she presents herself, how calm and composed she is when she speaks, is just wonderful, man. Right. So that has been the journey. And I think sometimes you get lucky. We are very fortunate that we launched at the very right time when the lockdown happened and India was opening up to new things. You won't believe, Deepa ma'am, जब भी हमने Celebrity School launch किया था, बहुत सारे टीचर्स ने सबीरा मर्चेंट मैम का कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स कोर्स लिया, एंड तभी टीचर्स did not even know where to log in and how to log in, where to put the email and password as such. That were the times. But I think the COVID has all made us very tech savvy. So now we don't have to actually teach that hand holding as such. Right. So that's been the journey. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, very well said. I was just going to say that yes, for teachers especially, and as you said that about the talent, everybody has talent. Even the teaching job or a principalship is so, I mean, sometimes it demotivates you because of so many other things. And I have seen myself, seen so many principals, so many teachers are so talented with the, whether it is music or dance or acting. We, in fact, in the lockdown, we had a Teachers' Day program, and many of them had presented their programs. And I'm sure teachers will be some people who would really want to join your program. And I saw that the fees were also manageable, not very expensive.
Wonderful.
Yes.
More than happy, man.
So I wanted to ask you, so many people, like Asha Bhosle ji and all, like, Hussain Zaidi and these people, maybe it is so difficult even for a common man to go and talk to them. And you
Yes.
have brought in a program with them, and you are, you know, helping young people, youth, to learn from them, and always being surrounded by such people. I'm sure that you also have learned through them, and you must be having some beautiful experiences that you would like to share. I heard about Ratan Tata also being with you. So please tell us something that we educators here can take away.
Absolutely, absolutely. One thing I learned from all these celebrities, first thing is get your fundamentals right. We spend a lot of time designing our syllabus and courses, so much so that the celebrity sometimes shouts on me. With Asha Bhosle ma'am, we spend almost 8 to 10 days at her house every day, 5 to 6 hours designing the syllabus. So we pride on our content. Our content is the most well-researched content available as such. And in that entire content, we realize one thing: all the celebrities speak only and only about one thing, that is to get your basics very right. You can always learn the advanced stuff, you can always learn bigger things as such, but if the foundation is not very strong, if your basics, if your fundamentals are not very strong, you cannot do anything. And I'll tell you what, as a teacher, our responsibility is to make, and we are doing it, of course, making the foundations of the students very strong. Whatever maths I know today is only because of the maths that I learned before 10th standard. As such, so that was one thing, that get your fundamentals very correct. And second thing, basic things like discipline. All our celebrities, they're very big names, they're absolute legends in their way. But you won't believe, man, for example, when we were shooting with Nawazuddin Siddiqui, and 9 o'clock was the time that we were supposed to rule the shoot, and we thought he will not come before 10 o'clock. And to our surprise, he was on the set at 8:45, and we were not even ready. We were completely amass everything. We said, sir, please give us some time and we quickly get ready. But that's how he is. And then when I was sitting and having lunch with him, he said, you know what, Siddharth, I have been in this industry for almost 25 years, and not even once have ever been late for my shoot. Now, these are the qualities that actually make you a superstar, other than your acting. These are the professional things that actually make you a superstar. Asha Bhosle ma'am, we just shot with Asha Bhosle ma'am. Dr. Nair, you won't believe, sir, we shot with her for 3 days. 12 hours are our shoot, correct? Because they're very extensive shoots. Our shoots are not made like YouTube videos. They are made as if you're making a film. If you see our trailers also, they're very aesthetically and cinematically shot, so that you can get the learning and the viewing pleasure as well. And we had to, sir, actually stop Asha ma'am ki, ma'am, you are not hungry, but it's 4 o'clock. We have to break up.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay,
Right?
bye-bye. 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 Go safely.
Yeah, sorry for
Okay.
that.
That's okay. So that's the kind of passion that's these celebrities bring to table. So I think the second thing is just about being passionate. If you are passionate, you will not want to know when is the break time. You don't want to know, how much money I have paid. You just do it. There are many times celebrities say, you know what, Siddharth, you are paying us great amount, but I'm very happy to do it free of cost as well to you. No one comes free of cost, that's different. But it's lovely to hear that from them.
Beautiful. Actually, yes, you rightly said, foundation should be strong and passion should be there. These are the
Absolutely.
two, I
Absolutely.
would say, mantra for success.
Yes, ma'am.
And who would not want to learn from the great Asha Bhosle, or Nawazuddin, or Shan, or Madhur Bhandarkar, I'm sure. But here, yes, you already told about Nawazuddin, and I've heard with same thing with so many other people also, like Sachin Tendulkar or
Yes.
Amitabh Bachchan himself. Like, they are never late, and
Yes.
when we are not at that level, I think we don't realize the importance of time so much as they have, and that is the reason they have reached the pinnacle of their career.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah. So if do you in your communication classes, I'm sure you must be teaching that how to interact with people in general, and especially with the achievers. How do you
Yeah.
interact with them?
True.
I'm sure
True.
it
True.
is an art too.
No. I'll tell you what, man, that's a lovely question. And there are many people, many entrepreneurial friends of mine, founders of great companies, call me up and say, oh, how did you actually convince Asha Bhosle ma'am? Because these are legends. You cannot show your money and get them on board. When we are shooting with Mary Com as well, you won't believe, she did not even speak about money for almost 2 months. Just for 2 months, we used to have this Zoom sessions, understanding what kind of course have to be built, what kind of syllabus has to be put up as such. Because they're absolute legends. For them, money does not really matter. So the only way to interact with any celebrity or someone who is absolute legend in their field is two things. First thing, you have to be completely owned by the passion that you have in you. You cannot show off that you are not. I'm not an absolute superstar when it comes to few things, so I'm not going to show off that look, I am there. You have to be very honest. You have to be very straightforward. Look, this is how much I know and this is what my project is. Don't try to lie to them. Don't try to show off great things to them. When Asha Bhosle ma'am, let's say, asked me, oh, will you sell 1 million courses of mine? I could have very easily said, oh yes, I will definitely sell 1 million courses. But then she knows no one can send 1 million courses in 1 year. It's very difficult, right? So she said, Siddharth, if you would have said yes to me at that point, trust me, I would have cancelled that whole deal and would have said, okay, thank you so much. Thank God I was very honest and I said, no, ma'am, we will try our best, definitely. But looking at the scenario, looking at the competition, looking at India, our pricing, we would possibly sell 50,000 courses in the first 3 months. And possibly next 3 months, we'll say another 1 lakh courses. And when we get a hang of market, then we'll definitely be in a position to comment whether we can sell 1 million courses. And she loved that. She loved me being very honest, very straightforward as such. So that's what we realized, that whenever we meet big people as well, if I meet the managing directors or the trustees of schools and organizations, earlier I used to be, let me show very rosy pictures, let me tell 10 things about things which are not really true in sense. But then I realized, no, just be very honest, just be yourself, and they will connect with that honesty. They will connect with that truth, that passion, and you can move on as such, right? Second thing, be on time. Trust me, I always make sure that I am very early. If I have to meet someone, I make sure I go there half an hour early, sit there, relax myself, and not in a hurry. So I think these are the two things you have to just follow, I guess.
Yes, very true. Because I remember once, I was maybe complaining I never get time for this or that something. So I was talking this to I think my dad, and said, so you want to do this also? Then you can do it. I said, no, but I never have time. Then he says, get up 1 hour earlier.
Yeah.
When I said, even if I get up 1 hour earlier, I may not be able to complete something else I wanted to do. So he said, get up 1 more hour earlier. So we all have equal number. He says everybody has same amount of time. It's not that you don't have time. Look at the people who have been doing so many things.
No, very true. I agree. I agree. You won't believe, when it comes to Riyaz, every one of them, right from Dabu Ratnani to Sabira Merchant, and of course Asha Bhosle ma'am, because she's a singer, they do their Riyaz. I mean, Asha Bhosle ma'am does every day 2 hours of Riyaz. Shan sir makes sure that 1 day, 1 hour every morning he does Riyaz, and they don't need to. At this stage, they are very well prepared. They know everything, but yet they keep learning. They keep understanding new things. Dabu Ratnani sir told me that every day he spends half an hour before sleeping going through the latest technology that is come up in the camera field, in the field of photography, the new lights that have come every day, irrespective of anything. He said that there was a time when I had 105 fever, yet I spent that half an hour learning from these websites about the latest technology in photography. Now that's the kind of passion which actually makes you a superstar. Right? Talent is, of course, one thing. Talent, you have to be talented, but along with that talent, when you put in this kind of efforts and passion and hard work, is when you become a legend.
I'm sure, like, you're talking all good things, but I'm sure that you must have also come across a lot of, hindrances or maybe failures. Can you talk about that?
With the celebrities, you mean?
Or with anything, yes.
Okay. I'll tell you both with the celebrities, because it's always fun to know and learn and gossip a little bit about the celebrities as such, But I'll tell you, the biggest thing was Sabira Merchant ma'am. So I knew Sabira Merchant ma'am from a very long time. She considers me as a kid. you know, and 10 years I have made sure that we travel together to best of the best institutes, you know. And then she said, Siddharth, I will not wait after 6 p.m. So till 6 p.m. I am completely there. You can do any number of shoots, any number of lessons with me, but after 6 p.m. I'm moving out. And I said, definitely, ma'am. And at 6 p.m., you know, we were still 6 lessons short, and she just walked off. She just walked out of the studio. So, and then I had to actually run behind her and say, ma'am, you know what, if it goes to the next day of shoot, it's going to be very expensive, the availability of hotels and the cameramen and the lights and all. And we had to literally convince her, and she shouted at me. She said, oh, if you knew that, why didn't you pre-plan it so that way? You know, why didn't you call me at 6 o'clock in the morning? I said, ma'am, I did not know that you will come at 6. Of course, you should have at least asked me, no? And, but finally, she came. We took a small little break. We had a lovely coffee and biscuits for her. And she gave another 2.5 hours. You know, so she left by 9:30, correct? So it was a nice shouting from her. But isn't that fantastic? You know, and she said, if I would have not shouted you, Siddharth, you would have never done this pre-planning. You know, you would always take, oh, I'll just convince a celebrity and he will spend another 2 hours with us. So that's something important. Second thing I'll tell you what with these celebrities, Sangeeta ma'am, their cost is one thing, and you have their entourage cost. When I say entourage cost, what happens is that they have their own vanity man, they have their own makeup artists, they have their own costume designers, they have their own photographers as such. Sometimes that cost itself is just too huge. Now, I'm not going to name the celebrity, but that celebrity said, you know what, Siddharth, there has to be a Mercedes so-and-so class to pick me up and to drop me, right? And I, at 4 o'clock, I want sandwiches, and I just don't want any sandwich. I want sandwiches from Candies in Bandra. And at that time, we were shooting in Goregaon. So I said, ma'am, whoever, ma'am, sir, I'll get you the sandwiches from a 5-star hotel here, Westin. No, oh, no, I don't want that 5-star hotel sandwiches. I want that candy sandwich only. And then we had to actually send someone all the way to Bandra. But then I guess they have earned that. That's, I mean, the people, of course, adore them. Many producers know about that behavior. For me, it was completely new, something like that. But we are all used to it now.
I'm sure because you're so polite and you know your job and you know what you want has helped you sustain all this. Yeah, I've heard this that आंधियाँ पूरी हसरत से अपने सर पटकती हैं, पर वो पेड़ हमेशा खड़े रहते हैं जिनमें झुकने का हुनर होता है. And I'm sure that has helped you. Your maybe politeness or humbleness must have helped you in all those things.
Yeah, I guess, yes,
ma'am. So. Coming back to the motivational speaker in you.
Yes.
Now, what like we all are educators here. Especially for teenagers, what do you think we should focus upon? I know you spoke about punctuality, you spoke about like modesty and other things, but especially for teenagers, what can you tell us?
True. Two things again. First thing. One thing as an educator we have to all do is make the student absolute master when it comes to communication skills, right? That communication skills, of course, English, but other ways as well. By communication skills, I mean he expressing himself, right? Whenever I go to these corporate sessions of mine, you have absolute superstars, you know, from the technical department or marketing department sitting in that conference room and listening to the sessions. But trust me, they are not the ones who have been promoted. The ones who have been promoted are the ones who express themselves, correct? Who can actually stand in front of that crowd and motivate them or lead them as such. And that is where, even being very talented, someone's progress is hindered. And then he says, you know, my boss always favors the other person. No, he's not favoring that other person. He sees this quality of leadership in him, which you don't have. You may be absolutely talented in your work presently, what you are doing, but you're not a great communicator. You are not able to express your ideas to others, right? So one thing, I think our responsibility, I see so many students not even able to communicate in English very well, even if they come from English medium schools. I find them, they cannot even speak 10, 15 sentences standing on a stage, right? These are the absolute basic qualities that a student, I mean, I think that is what makes a star and a superstar, a star and a superstar, right? So you have to become that superstar. You have to have great communication skills. You have to have great stage presence. You have to know to speak about a topic impromptu for 5 minutes as such, right? So I go to these rich schools. I'm sorry, I'm calling them rich schools because these are the schools where the celebrity children go in hostels and all as such, and the difference there is that every day they spend at least 1 hour, on making the student come out and talk in front of the entire class. And that's how they develop their confidence, and then next stage, then they talk in front of the entire division, and then in the assembly, and then in front of the teachers as such. So every one of them, for example, Alia Bhatt is a very near and dear friend. Me and Alia Bhatt was invited at one college in Nasik. And Alia Bhatt's education, ma'am, she's just 9th pass. After 9, she never went to school as such. But she's a great speaker, right? She knows how to handle the audience. She knows stage presence. She could actually mesmerize audience as such. And that's what her quality is. And that's what I think as educators, we should teach our students. And second thing, we should motivate the parents to listen to their child. Most of the CEOs who are friends of mine, they do their career counseling from me. And I don't want to name, but best of the best CEOs, they tell me that, I don't know what my son does. I mean, how can you not know what your son does and what your son wants? As a mother, if his or she is hungry, you immediately know that. Even the child does not know that I'm hungry, but the mother quickly goes and says, oh, should I make something for you? So how can a parent be completely lost of not knowing what my child wants? So I think as teachers, we have to make sure that we encourage parents to sit with their child, ask them what's happening in your life. Is there something hurting you? Is there some girlfriend problem, some boyfriend problem, right? Parents will not do that. Parents are in their own little world. I think as teachers, we can motivate them, encourage them to do that. I hope this is making sense.
Oh yes, definitely it is making a lot of sense because just few days back I was into a life skills in pedagogy program, and the same thing, the same points were I was mentioning, that life skills has to be taught in the school. We leave it to parents, but we have to take parent together and then teach the children. And communication skills is definitely, as you mentioned, is the first and the foremost duty of us educators to teach our children, and that
True,
can
true.
happen very well in school. Yes, yes.
Certainly. Dr. Nayak, there is one IB school. I'm sorry, I'm not able to take names because they're all friends like you, but then one of these IB schools had most of these celebrities' children studying there, and the celebrities who always complain to the principal that my child does not ever speak to me, So we said, sir, let's do one thing. Let's give the parents for a change and homework that next Saturday when you come, you have to make sure you have to present to us 2 things about your child. You have to ask him, you have to take out in polite way or any way, but 2 secrets that he has not told anyone as such, and we did this activity for about a month every Saturday, and trust me, we had great celebrities telling, this is the first time my daughter actually called me up when I was in the office and said, Dad, I love you. Or this is the first time, when my child actually came on my sets and saw my shoot. This was the first time my son said, Dad, I want to watch this movie, but I want to watch this movie along with you on Netflix. And these are the simple things I think we all can do and make a difference.
That's true. I had read a book sometime back that as a parent, when the child is very young, maybe up till 10 years of age, we dote on
Yeah.
the child, or even a toddler. We spend so much of time on the child and we dote on it. The
Yes.
entire family is rallying around the child, which
Yeah.
the child even forgets when he grows up.
True.
And when the child grows up, as the child starts growing up and becoming a teenager, we distance ourselves from the child.
Very true.
So it
Very
should be
true.
the other way around, in the when
Yes.
the child is a toddler, you can just feed him,
Yes.
complete whatever
Yes.
his requirements are to be there, fulfill that. But when the child starts growing, spend more time with the child. Like it has to be the other way around, and we Indian parents, especially everywhere, all over the world. यहाँ की तो बात ही छोड़ दीजिए, यहाँ तो parents 15 years के बाद you can just there's total cultural difference
I agree. I agree. नहीं, मैं आपको एक बात बताऊं मैम, मुझे there's this lovely video I would love to share someday when we meet physically, right? But अगर कोई बच्चे के सर पे उसकी टीचर का और उसके मम्मी डैडी का हाथ आ जाता है ना, तो फिर उसको सक्सेसफुल होने से कोई नहीं रोक सकता, right? All the celebrities, all the successful people, all the legendary people are there today because they either had their teacher or their parents completely supporting them and saying, look, tu fail bhi ho jata hai, so I'm there with you. That's completely fine, right? But let's do this together.
Right. You're standing with the child, even if you fail, that confidence, to give that confidence to the child, ki whatever I do, even if I fail, my people are not going to say anything to me.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely.
So talking about teenagers, but what about the youth? Like you have a special, I mean, your special skills in guiding the youth who are preparing for their professional studies like engineering, MBA or medicine and all. So for them, what do you have a message for us educators?
Yeah. See what is happening. You won't believe, Sangeeta ma'am, 10, 12 years back when we started career counseling, at that time also medical and engineering were the top career choices. And after 12 years and so much of internet penetration as well, the top choices are engineering and medical, right? And there is a reason for it. What happens? So the parents are so insecure कि अगर मेरा बेटा कोई passion related चीज कर लेता है, या if he takes up a new course, if he takes up ethical hacking and the jobs are not available, then what will he do, right? There are very less parents who say कि ठीक है, I have a safety net, I have a lot of money. That's the first safety net. The second safety net is that, look, I'm with my child, even if he doesn't succeed that much, even if he makes 25,000 rupees, I'm completely okay. But at least he's doing something that he completely loves, rather than doing something, Sangeeta ma'am, that he does not love for the rest of his life.
But the parent loves. But the parent loves.
Absolutely. But the parents want to feel secure that he has a 80,000 rupees ka job, so my job is done now. If he feels insecure, if he feels depressed in that job every day, that is his lookout. My job is done as a parent to get him a job as such, right? And this is not gonna change unless and until someone creates that change, someone makes that change, and no one better than influencers like you. Trust me, even if we are called for that in various schools and colleges, we are paid good amounts. I'll tell you what, ma'am, we motivate, that thing stays with them for 1 week, at the most 10-15 days. But on a constant basis, it's you influencers whom they interact with, whom they come to for answers and solutions, right? And we have to somewhere change it, that look, let him do what he wants to do, correct? For him, expose him to everything. Trust me, not only parents, there are many teachers who may not know careers more than 10. After 10, their list is over. They don't even know which is the 11th career option available. There are 600 careers where people are making 2 lakh rupees plus every month, and they're doing it very happily. There are many small term things. For example, if you see my technical guy, website developer, ma'am, he's 22 years old. I'm paying him 4.5 lakh rupees a month. Right? And he does not even come from an engineering background. He did BCom, ma'am, right? But he can actually beat any engineer from that full stack field as such. The reason being, he was 14.5 years old when he went online and created his own app without anyone teaching him, right? Without anyone teaching him, just by looking at YouTube videos, he created his own app. Now, just imagine, Nair sir, if his parents would have said, look, I am a CA, so it's okay if my child does not become a CA, let him go into engineering. This fellow, sir, would have definitely be working with Google. But the parents, what happened? No, parents says, oh, I am CA, my uncle is a CA, my brother is a CA, he should also become a CA, so let me put him into BCom. Right? So that child went into BCom, but he had this passion, he used to take all his pocket money and invest into doing some software online courses, things and all. But I'm very happy. He's very fortunate, Deepa ma'am, that he got a job with Celebrity School, an upcoming startup, and he's been paid so much as such. 99% of the time, the students are not going to be that lucky, not going to be that fortunate as such. So I think the first and the basic thing, every child, every parent should know what are the different career choices available for me. Engineering है तो ठीक है, engineering है, medical है, ethical hacking है. What are the new age companies? You won't believe, sir, there is something called as exponential technologies. Now, what happens with exponential technologies? I'll tell you. For example, you remember there was this franking used to be done on documents. You had earlier franking used to be done. Now, I had a friend, ma'am, who used to make 2 crore rupees every month only on that franking business, right? He had great connects with the mantralayas and all the lawyers. You know, he was very honest as well, so everyone used to come for his franking. Now what has happened, franking has all become online, only through blanks. So this fellow who used to make 2 crore rupees a month, man, is not making anything, and he had zero backup plans. So there are going to be jobs which are going to be absolutely absolute in the new future, man, right? The scanning technology, the radiology technology that is coming, if you see in the US, the number of radiology colleges have almost gone to just 10%. Why? Because you don't necessarily now need a superstar radiologist doing your scanning and everything. Everything is going to be computerized. There's just going to be some technician who's going to sign off that report. But in India, the seats are still going on, I don't want to name the college again, but then the still seats are going on 1.5 crore rupees in donation, and the parents are doing it, which means, Nair sir, by the time 6-7 years when he passes out, there's going to be no job for him available, right? So I think that sorry, we can speak on that, but coming back, yeah, we have to know what are the jobs, career options available, which are the ones which are going to stay, which are the ones which are going to be absolutely absolute. They're not going to exist after 2-3 years as such. So that's how it is. You know, that's what happens, you know, when you call a trainer on the forum, he keeps talking.
No, that very, very relevant things that you are saying. Yes, for us educators, it is so important. Children will, I also tell my teachers that children will learn geography, history from the textbook. Please talk to them. Please ask them what they want to become in future. Tell them, expose them to the vocational, the courses that are available. And actually, there is in Maharashtra board also, we have this vocational guidance programs, and we are supposed to do it by the governments. I mean, it's been there.
Absolutely.
But how many people are doing it the way you are talking about it? Like talking about the latest technology, latest courses, new courses.
Correct.
What is
what
are the skills required now?
Yes. For example, we are starting a thing called as a day in the life of. Right. See, I believe one thing, if you want to make sure that your child, see, you have not taught your child anything. He learned the language completely by himself. So he has so much of capacity. You know, if I have to today learn, let's say, Gujarati or French, I'm not able to do it, how much ever hard I try, right? But yet our children learn the entire language by the age of 2.5 and 3. So that's the power of our mind. So it's not that they're too young to choose the career field. It's not that, oh, Indian education system does not equip you to choose your field. Completely wrong. We have the finest education system. You have to just expose them to the different career options, you know. So you're starting a series where, you know, a day in the life of. So you want to take all the 600 career options available and give an exposure to the child, a day in the life of an ethical hacker, a day in the life of a software developer, a day in the life of a data analyst as such, you know, and what are the skills required? How do you go about this? Whether it is going to be relevant now or 10 years from now are again very important things. So we are starting this skill. Hopefully we can pass it on to everyone.
Wonderful. This is something really very good, and we all can take away from you about this. And Dr. Nair, how much time do we have now?
Sorry.
Because we started quite late.
Yeah, we can 5-10 minutes maximum.
5-10 minutes more. Yeah. Okay, coming back to you again, Siddharji. I just read that you were awarded by Times of India as top one of the top 10 motivational speakers. So I can say that सितारों के आगे जहां और भी है, अभी इम्तिहान बाकी और भी है, तो और what else you want to achieve as in your career?
Absolutely. So, I'll tell you, for me now, my focus is little on celebrity school. So, what I want to do, I want to get the top legendary 100 trainers from India as quickly as possible on the platform, right? From every field. Correct. For example, let's say investment hai, to we are speaking with Rakesh Jhunjhunwala sir, right? Agar English communication hai, advanced level, to we are speaking with Shashi Tharoor sir. So we want to make sure that we quickly grab this legend from every field and get them on the platform as such. So that's what my main aim is. Second thing, trust me, how much or whatever money I make, there is no more happiness I get then speaking to the students or taking workshops and sessions like this. That's another level of high for me. I don't smoke, ma'am. I don't drink. I don't do any inhibited things as such. For me, my high is just motivating and taking these sessions. I feel very happy about it. And I've taken sessions for even 1,000 people jahan pe mic nahi tha, and then we had to actually put in our own money and get the mic system arranged, because the school did not have the money for the mic system as such. But you had great 1,000 students, very poor kids in Raipur coming to listen. So this was fantastic. These are great experiences, man.
So that is called passion. And as you rightly said, that all the great people are successful because of their passion.
Absolutely, completely.
And some Urdu शायर has said that मेरे जुनून का नतीजा जरूर निकलेगा, मेरे जुनून का नतीजा जरूर निकलेगा, इसी सियाह समुंदर से नूर निकलेगा. And I'm sure you are going to do things which we can only imagine. I mean, you are thinking.
No. It's always gonna be in association, because we want to focus a lot on younger students. Because क्या है, we have realized that जब भी हम लोग corporate sector तक आ जाते हैं ना, वो तब तक he's completely been made. It's so difficult to make him unlearn the whole process and then learn something new. So rather than that, if we can catch them young at a school level and inculcate these qualities in them and work hand in hand with the teachers and the principals to create an ecosystem jahan pe he feels confident, right? He has great communication skills, he has an ability to take decisions, he has an opportunity to actually express himself without being scared of, and these are the things that are required.
Definitely. And as you rightly said, we all educators, all principals are facing every day such dilemmas on the part of parents and students, where they don't know what they want in their life. They are not able to study science, but since the parents are doctors, they have put the child to study science, and the child is getting depressed. And same happens, as you rightly mentioned, about one child, the CA है तो commerce पढ़ना चाहिए. I had a very brilliant student who topped the school in science, and he got almost 99% marks in math and science, and he was put to study commerce. And the child was so bored, he came to me, he said, "Ma'am, I cannot tolerate the commerce classes." And I told him, "You please come to science, because from commerce you can come to science, but from science, from commerce you cannot come to science." He would have to waste 1 year if he wanted to come back to science. But he could not do that. And then he said, "Okay, ma'am, I'll try something else." As you mentioned about someone who did something else on his own and he succeeded. I think he's also doing the same thing. He said, "Okay, ma'am, because I'm intelligent, I know I'll be able to do my CA, but my passion lies with science." So I said, "You will be definitely able to do something there." So this is happening every day. So the last question that I want to put you up is, how can the celebrity school help us in the classroom or otherwise?
Okay, absolutely. Two ways, ma'am. Every celebrity has taught very basic fundamental things which are very essential life skills. Correct? Every celebrity talks about coming on time. Every celebrity talks about waking up early. Every celebrity talks about working very hard in your passion. Every celebrity talks about time management, right? So जितने हमारे courses है उसमें सब में ये सारी चीजें inculcated है, which would definitely be very motivating and learning factor for the students as such. Along with that, now we are actually creating a upskilling section as such. We have started with the 𝐕𝐴 Merchants communication skills course. We're going to come up with a course on body language. We're going to come up with a course on presentation skills. We're going to come up with a course on handwriting, improving your handwriting as such, right? So upskilling, when we launch these courses, again, we want teachers support so that students learn it in a very fun manner. You know, for example, I'll tell you how it comes across. Who is your favorite actor, ma'am?
Me? You asking me?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, I think sabhi ka hai, Amitabh Bachchan ji.
Wonderful. Amitabh Bachchan. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, now. Okay, Amitabh Bachchan ka ek gana hai. Okay, some song. Okay, any song. Okay, let me ask you one Amitabh Bachchan ka song. Let's say, which is very famous. Which is a very, very famous song that you have in your mind?
Holy song. Holy song is very famous.
Okay, yeah. Absolutely, that holy song. Now you can actually completely vividly imagine the whole holy song in front of you. I think all of us can,
Yes,
right?
yes.
We can actually see him in white kurta, the red color, and then Jaya Baduri ma'am, and then Rekha ma'am as such, and we have a clear, distinct memory of it, right? But trust me, if the same thing, if I say ki ma'am, 7th standard के book में एक page पे exactly क्या है, we may not have that vivid memory, how much ever passionate we are. The reason being, when we watched this movie, we were getting entertained, right? And when you see something getting entertained, it kind of, you know, imprint itself on your brain. You never forget it, completely never forget it. For example, अगर आज कोई मैं आपको movie, शोले movie, अगर आप half से देखना शुरू भी करो मैम, तो you completely know इसके आगे की scenes क्या है, क्या मैंने miss कर दिया. Just imagine the power and the capacity of mind. Now, it only happens when you saw that movie, you're completely relaxed. You're in an entertainment mood and your mind absorbed it completely, right? So our aim here is to teach the students in the same entertaining way, where he has no pressure of question answers. Please don't show the video and say, oh, I'm going to ask you 10 questions. Tell him, look, we are all going to enjoy, we're going to all laugh. There's going to be never any question answers for it. And there are many jokes that the celebrities have shared, many stories the celebrities have shared, you know. तो वो देखते देखते ना वो बाकी सारी चीजें अपने आप से वो inculcate हो जाएगी, and that's what we want actually to happen, rather than a very rigid structure that he has to learn as such.
Wonderful. You remind me of my childhood teacher. There was Father Pinto in our convent school, and he used to do that. In 1 year, he would show us one movie, and he would conduct camps on that movie, and each and every character, and there would be role plays. It would go throughout the year, and we never forget the lessons. That till now I can remember those lessons. And one request to you from I think from all of us, you also teach children about money management, housekeeping.
Yes.
Positive self-image development, growth mindset.
Yeah. I certainly, ma'am. I'm so happy you asked this question. I personally believe one thing.
Mahua, ma'am, please.
Okay. Yeah. So I believe one thing, that everyone is a born entrepreneur. Everyone should try entrepreneurship at least once.
Mahua ma'am, please.
Okay, yeah. So everyone should try entrepreneurship at least once in their lifetime. Entrepreneurship teaches you just too many things, you know. It teaches you how to motivate your staff. It teaches you how to look out for new innovative technologies. It teaches you about time management. It teaches you about money management. You know, you can be the best of the best employees if you have been a failed entrepreneur, right? And I feel, you know, people ask me, oh, how can everyone become an entrepreneur? Trust me, that's how the country, the civilization was born. If you remember, Dr. Nair, earlier we had this barter system where you produce something and you share it with others for something in return. Yes. Which means everyone was an entrepreneur, everyone was a businessman, correct? So you can have millions and millions of entrepreneurs. India has a lot of potential to create great products, great innovative ideas, and share it with the world as such. And I think schools should encourage entrepreneurship. And today, you won't believe, I have my students who have taken my course have started the businesses with only 5,000 rupees. That's it. and today they are making 1.5 lakh rupees every month. And that's completely possible because everything has gone online now. Starting a website takes 2,000 rupees. Connecting with some product is just 1,000 rupees. And you are on a roll to start your business. They start a website, they pass it on in their WhatsApp groups, and there's some ladies, some teachers for that matter, who are making 70,000 to 80,000 rupees as a side hustle, side income from what they are doing as such. So that's what I feel.
Tell me one more thing, Siddharji. How do you handle the big bats on the social media? Because social media can be very cruel also.
Absolutely. Lovely, lovely. Thank you so much for that question, ma'am. I'll tell you one thing. I saw this lovely video about an American soldier, surprising his daughter on her birthday. She's cutting the cake, and then he comes from behind and he surprises her and he hugs her, and she's so happy to see her father, who has just come back from Iraq or Baghdad as such, right? And if you see on that YouTube video, you have lovely comments, but on that video again, you have so horrible comments. Oh, this is fake. He should have died in the war. He doesn't have a right to leave the war and come for the daughter's birthday. Such horrible things are written for that video as well, which means you cannot please everyone. Even this is what I learned from the celebrities. If you see when a celebrity posts something on a video or an image on social media, right, there are so many likes and there's so many dislikes and dirty bad comments as well. So it just shows that you cannot please everyone. Do not try to please everyone. It's only when we try to please everyone that we lose focus on the people that we really love, and we start caring about these haters and get demoralized. For example, Nawazuddin Siddiqui sir posted a photo of his daughter in a Krishna ka avatar, right, for a fancy dress competition, right? And the amount of backlash he got from both Hindus and Muslims was horrible. Even the Hindus said, oh, you are a Muslim, you don't have right to, she doesn't have a right to wear that dress. And the Muslims were saying, you should be shot dead for actually wearing a Hindu outfit, And the way he reacted was very simple, next time on the fancy dress competition, my daughter is again gonna wear a Hindu outfit. Make sure that you like it. And to all my lovers, make sure you give her a thumbs up and motivate it. Which means he completely ignored the negative and the haters as such. I think that's what we will have to all do as well.
Definitely.
As they say, झरनों से मधुर संगीत न सुनाई देता, झरनों से मधुर संगीत न सुनाई देता अगर राहों में उनके पत्थर ना होते. You are very right.
Wow.
So
Absolutely.
taking so much from you, Siddharji, today I'm sure we are all taking away a lot of life lessons from you, and I'm sure that we educators will love to be with you on this beautiful journey that you have undertaken with you, and we would like to be a part of it for our children, for our teenagers, for our youth. And we'll learn, like we have to keep on learning.
Absolutely.
And we have learned so much from you today. Yeah.
No, it's always mutual, man. And you know what? This is what we want to do. We have this as our aim. We have this as a goal. We want to capture every principle, correct, in India and create a huge course out of them. Because every principle has, undergone this lovely 30, 40 years of education. They have dealt with different kinds of students, they have dealt with different stories, and that itself can be a resource for the teachers, for the students, for the parents, and the upcoming principals and teachers as well. That look, if I find this problem, how should I handle it? If I have this girl or boy doing this thing in class, how do I handle it? How do I motivate them as such? And I am sure every one of you have great stories, great learnings from your interaction with the students over the period of years, which has to come out and shared with the world. So that's what we want to do. And not only in India, you won't believe I have traveled a lot. I've been to Australia, I've been to UK, US, Canada, and all of them really appreciate the Indian education system. So we can create a course, a humongous database resources for other countries to follow us as well, because our IITians, our IIMs, are the ones who are the CEOs and founders of the best companies. You take Google, you take Microsoft, it's Indians who are sitting there, and they have all learned through our education system. So people want to learn from us, they don't have the opportunity, so let's provide that opportunity.
You just said that what I had in my mind, that you should also think about, projecting the great Indian
Oh, yes, of
culture,
course.
or the treasure that we have in our country, which even our people don't know, even our teenagers, our youth are unaware
Yes.
about, and they
Oh,
just
yes.
blindly follow the West. They don't know what they have back here, and they don't know. Please do something about that also. Think about
Certainly,
Bhagavad
ma'am.
Gita also. Think
Certainly,
about
certainly.
Bhagavad Gita also, I said.
No, we should. No, we are starting with cooking as well, ma'am. For example, Nair sir, I presume there are few dishes that your grandmother used to prepare, which are after, I don't know, they're completely lost,
Yes.
right?
Correct.
And for example, my wife cannot cook the dishes what my grandmother used to cook. So if that was documented, if there was a video how exactly to be done about it, we could have. And food is part of culture, like
Yes.
fashion. Food is
Oh,
again
yes.
part of culture. It has to follow from one generation to another. For example, I love, being a Maharashtrian, I love Puran Poli as such, but then I don't know, my wife is going to kill me, but she cannot actually make a good and I miss that. I miss that, so possibly, I don't know, Vihan's children may not even know what a Puran Poli is. The
Yeah,
only
yeah.
way he will get access to Puran Poli is by buying it from the market or the supermarket on a Swiggy, which is just so horrible.
Horrible. No, that's a great initiative, because yes, our Indian cooking changes
Yes.
every 5 kilometers, just like the
Yes.
language. And
Yes.
even, some slight ingredient will change, but if you go into it, deep into it, you will find that that is a local produce that helps you
Yeah.
in your health, because it is good for that kind of climate of that particular place. I mean,
Yeah.
we should not think of having, everything everywhere. And that was the, I would say, the key to the good health of Indian people long back. Ki,
Correct. Correct. No,
not
you won't
having,
believe.
basmati rice should not be eaten in Kerala, and idli should not be eaten in
Yeah.
Jammu and Kashmir. So
Yeah. Once in a while they can have it, but not
one,
yet.
for taste fine, but then
Yeah.
for day-to-day
So you will
cooking.
believe Ranveer Brar is again a very near and dear friend, because I am myself a hotel management graduate. I was
Okay.
working with the Oberoi as a lobby manager before I started my own company, right? And I know not great cooking, but of course the basics of cooking, and that's how me and Ranveer Brar were friends earlier as well.
Mhm.
So it was one of our conversations. He said that in America, oregano is very famous. Correct? Everywhere in their pizza and all, they put this oregano. And oregano is nothing but जो हमारा ओवा होता है ना, ओवा का leaf, correct? So ओवा को leaf को dry करके they crush it and they use that as oregano. And the moment you say oregano, it looks very fancy and very American as such, but it is nothing. It is something that we have been using for ages and ages in our food as such, right? So this all has to come out. And of course, with everyone, I'm so happy, Ambujam Iyer, ma'am. I can't see every one of you, but then every time I'm speaking, she's nodding every time, and it's so motivating when someone does that, and it keeps inspiring. And thank you for all these messages as well, because every time I used to see a message popping up saying good session, excellent session, it actually motivated me to speak more and share more things.
I would tell you one thing, Siddharthji, that on this online Zoom and all, if you are a speaker and you have more than 3 videos on, then you are successful, I would say. We are used to talking to the blank videos now. And then whenever I talk, my first condition is please, please, please put your videos on at least once. Let me see all of you at least once to whom I'm talking to.
No, in our meeting, what we do, in our team meeting, so we are a team of 50 people now, right? So because of COVID, we're all work from home. We enjoy working from home, but we have a rule that anytime we have a Zoom meeting, you may be anywhere, you have to put your video on. Even if you are in your washroom or traveling, you put your video on. That's a complete rule that we have here.
So coming to the
Lovely,
end of
lovely.
today's beautiful session, Dr.
One
Nair,
minute.
thank you so much.
No,
I will
1 minute.
request, we have one more very talented principal amongst us, Dr. Lata Venkat, and I would, yes, Nair sir, you wanted to say something?
No. I just wanted to just say that this Siddharth Prabhakar ji can, if he can convince and motivate principals and teachers like us, then what will be the condition of motivation power to the students by him?
Ah, yes,
Am I right?
yes, yes, yes,
Thank you,
wonderful.
sir. Grateful, sir.
And everyone will like your humbleness, sir.
Hmm.
You are too humble. You are too humble.
No, sir.
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
So,
Thank you so much. It would be really pleasure. You can speak to Girish. Girish was the one who actually said, sir, you have to meet all of them, the lovely bunch of principals and educators as such. And this was just fantastic.
We will definitely plan one offline session little later.
Yes, certainly, sir. Certainly.
Oh,
yes.
thank you.
And
Lovely,
yes,
lovely, sir.
yes, so we are coming to the end of it, and I will request Dr. Lata Venkat to say anything she has in her mind as a vote of thanks. Yes, Lata ma'am.
She's the principal of
Good evening.
Sarvodaya Balika Vidyalaya KGSS at Malad West, a very famous institution.
Yes. Lovely.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Mind-blowing session. Summarizing this is going to be really, knowledge come back. Wonderful, Siddharthji. So much of learning. And as I was told to summarize, I'll just put in the points for anybody who joined in late or who missed out a portion of it. And like you said, how nice if the video is on, at least in the end. I'm still checking. Okay. Founder of the celebrity school, Siddharthji. I liked your example, the beautiful experiences that you shared. I should give credit to Sangeeta ma'am for posing such questions which brought out the best out of you. You're getting the fundamentals right: discipline, punctuality, passion for whatever you're doing, and being honest. I like the Asha Bhosle example: 1 million courses to sell and you refuse. Yes. That's where, our talent is judged. The person on the other side judges what we are. Yes. Sabira Merchant's example of not ready to wait after 6 was again another beautiful one on punctuality. And, to put it in a lesson, otherwise you would have always felt, chalo, anybody, I can convince them. I am Siddharth. She taught you can't do that with everybody. Yes. That was nice. Mastery in communication skills for teenagers. Yes, the need of the day. And very rightly said, you might be really experiencing it with with the candidates who join you. Corporates have all the top guys, but basic communication skills absent. Can't express what they want. And that is what is the need of the hour. I like the idea of you having a parents' activity at the celebrity schools. Yes, parents need to know a lot about what their children are, what they are doing, what is their liking, and not just forcing them into what they want. Like a CA becoming a CA, a doctor becoming a doctor. That's not those are not today's kids to listen to and, become what the parent wants. So that really was very highlighting, and it is a need of the day. The teenagers, again, you highlighted on parents forcing them to join jobs of their choice, which is not right. And like Sangeeta ma'am quoted the example of her child who was an excellent in science and was forced to join BCom. The sad part that we still are experiencing even today. Many of my kids too have that, and they come back to us as principals. Ma'am, please tell my father, no, ma'am, please, I want to join some other course. It comes to that. The honest confession, our speeches, like you said very rightly, motivators, all good talks, very nice to hear. And after 1 week, see you, bye-bye. Don't worry, it is for us also. When we principals go, madam came last month, now she'll come next month, abhi dekha jayega, But we have seen this, that any outside person coming and delivering a talk, the impact is totally different, and it is far more than the regular teachers that we have seen even in our children, like you finally quoted. Like my son or daughter will also like to have somebody from outside telling her, don't do this or do that, rather than the father or mother saying. So that again was a nice journey. Inspiring journey of the technician that you shared. Very well experienced the scary scenario of future children. What jobs will be available, how able they will be to take ahead the jobs that are available to them. That was India. I was happy to hear from you, Siddharthji, that the Indian education system is the finest. Indeed, proud to be an Indian, and we should be proud. Like Sangeeta ma'am, every time in her, even the Bhagavad Gita sessions, she emphasizes that our culture, our Indian, background should reach to the masses. That's what is lacking in our children. So much of westernization that they're missing the original. And like you quoted, all high top officials today all over the world are Indians. All global executives are Indians. But our children are still, vying upon Westerners and losing out on others. Your dreams for training 100 legendary trainers, getting them on your platform, for conducting workshops and sessions, you're teaching in the entertaining way, like, unique subjects like money management, housekeeping, etc. Wonderful. I'm sure all educators here who are elder in age to you, older than you, will surely bless you in abundance for these dreams to be fulfilled. And then I'll have a selfish motive here. Count us. Can I use all of us, Sangeeta ma'am, Deepa ma'am?
Yes, of course.
Count us in whenever you embark on your journey of collaborating with principals all over India. We are ready anytime.
Absolutely.
Please do count us in anytime.
And we'll surely do that, man. We'll surely do that.
Yeah.
We want this to happen.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. The number of stories and the number of students and the kinds of students what you have met, because you have seen decades, you have seen generations, right? Let's say if someone has spent 30-40 years into education, you have actually seen how their mindset, their mentality, opportunities, everything change as such. So that's a wonderful way.
Very true. And then your biggest takeaway: you cannot please everyone. Ignore the negative messages. The examples were superb, and that's what day in and day out is giving the rise to the suicide cases, the likes, the dislikes that the children are receiving on the social media, and that's what that was a real good example that you gave how you can rise up in life. So, not taking much more time, Sangeeta ma'am, a big thank you for all your questions, for joining us from that corner of the globe and still being with us today.
It was a pleasure, ma'am. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So much of experience shared, and like I said earlier, your questions brought out the best of Siddharthji. Big thanks to both our hosts today, Dr. Suresh Nair and Deepa Desai, ma'am. Thank you for bringing in such big personalities, such legendary people again, and giving us so much wisdom all in the comfort of our homes. No travel, no hitches anywhere. Right on time, you call us and we are there, and we get so much of wisdom to learn. A big thanks also to all the educators who joined us today, in spite of your busy schedules. I know some may be in school, like I am still in school. Some may be traveling, some may be here and there, but still you took off time. And I'm sure each one of you have been enlightened after this session. To just sum up, I have a small, Sangeeta ma'am, I'm so impressed by all your Hindi, shairis and quotes that you put in. So I also got one pen down quickly. Sandeep Prabhakar. आप प्रभा की किरण हो सारे जगत के लिए, अपने वादों पर खरे उतर रहे हो हर जन के लिए, उम्मीदों जो लगाई है लोगों ने आपसे, उनको पूरी करो आप अपने दिलो जान से, हम सब की ओर से तुम चमको सदा, प्रभाकर बनकर आगे बढ़ते रहो अपने तरक्की के रथ पर. Thank you very much.
Wow, Lata ma'am. So proud of you. So proud of you.
Inspiration was you.
But see, Hindi is not your mother tongue still. Look at this.
Yeah, not at all.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Deepa ma'am, thank you.
Thank you, Lata ma'am. Thank you, Sangeeta ma'am. Thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you very much.
Thanks to all the people who have joined today. Though, I mean, due to some technical hitch, many people could not join today. But anyway, we'll put the YouTube video into the groups.